Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday, Jennifer.
Happy Friday.
Yeah, Friday, the best day of the week. At least it is this week. Been kind of a crazy week, hasn't it?
It has.
Yes, lots of stuff on the bench, and lots of residential protection plan stuff going on.
Yep.
Just speaking of the residential protection plan, why don't we just run that little 30-second sponsorship thing where we sponsor ourselves?
Here we go.
The Residential Protection Plan by HonorBound IT is the best support and service for home computer users. You get top-notch antivirus, backup, and remote support. Plus, if you need in-store service, it's free. Visit us at 109 Norris Avenue, McCook, or call 877-686-6642. Your digital peace of mind starts here. Welcome back from our 15 seconds of fame there. Yeah, so yeah, we had quite a bit of stuff on the bench. It's been bad battery week.
Yes, I've had to do.
You threw that
batteries.
swollen one out, right?
It's still sitting on.
Okay, you know what to do with
I
it.
meant to grab that last night.
Yep. We don't want swollen batteries sitting in the store. They are a fire hazard. So if your computer is kind of swelled up a little bit, just doesn't seem to be the right thickness, that's your indication that you got a bad battery that's swollen up, and they are definitely a fire hazard. So bring it in. We can help you swap your battery out for one that's not bad and dispose of it properly in the dumpster. So we can have a dumpster fire out back here. But yeah, crazy stuff. What was it? 2 batteries?
Yep, 2.
That we had, and I suspect that other one might have had a bad battery. That other one that had the blue screen with the critical process died.
Yeah.
So we should probably call her back and see. I mean, it was a little bit of an older machine, so we really didn't want to do much with it. I'll leave that up to you to decide.
Yeah.
We try to do what's best for the customer. If it's a machine that's gonna go off the technology ladder, seeing that Windows 10 is not going to be supported after October. We don't want to be doing a whole lot of repairs to machines that can't be upgraded in October. So yeah, we had that. And then what else did we have?
Lots of blue screens.
Lots of blue screens. And we've had lots of the fake antivirus pop-ups this week.
Yep.
That goes in cycles, doesn't it? We had a couple really quiet weeks where the phone didn't really ring a lot about that.
Uh-huh.
And then it just goes in cycles.
Yep.
And this week it was stupid busy that way. And it's an easy fix for us to do for most of our residential protection plan people. We get people who know what to do now, but we have people that, they're a little older and they don't, remember, as well as they used to. And we just do it for them. Takes a few minutes, makes everybody happy. And they're not calling a scammer. That's the absolutely most important thing, is that they're not calling scammers. They know enough to call us and we take care of it.
Yep.
And yeah, a little bit of travel today. Went to Arapahoe to put a computer in a church. Made them really happy because he wanted to be able to mirror the screen on the laptop with the projector, so that it's a lot easier for him to see what he's doing. What else? Yeah. Other than the OneDrive saga, hence the sinking feeling thing that we put on our Facebook live stream promo, because when your OneDrive does not sync properly, you get a sinking feeling. Because your files are pretty important to you. I mean, you don't want to have to recreate them. And, we have a client, they're they're an accounting firm and they use OneDrive very extensively. And so, why don't we just kind of real quick, Jennifer, can you go over the icons? Like, because there's like, when you have files in OneDrive, actually, let me share my screen here for a second, Jennifer. And because I want them to know where the, like what we're talking about. Bear with me just for 1 second. So this is like my OneDrive here. Just got to come up. And you see these icons here. These are the ones that I'm talking about. The images that Jennifer's going to show you are the statuses of the files and the folders in your OneDrive. That's this column right here. Okay, so go ahead, Jennifer, and you know the explanation for those, right?
I should, yeah.
Yep, you should. You use OneDrive.
Well, this green tick, it means that it's turned on, but it's
located on your computer.
Yeah.
Physically located on the computer. So OneDrive syncs from cloud to the desktop, and there's different statuses. If it's got a solid green check mark, that means I have a copy of it on my desktop.
Yeah.
Okay. If it's a green circle with a green, or like a green outline circle with a green check mark inside of on a white background, that means that it has a copy of the file physically on the local machine and in the cloud. So when it's a solid green, that means I want to keep a copy of this on my computer all the time. The other one is, I just want it to be used once in a while. And when I'm done with it, we're not really worried about it being cached, but in a few days, check it back into the cloud. And then what icon are we going to get then, Jen?
You get the blue cloud.
Yep. And so what that means is it's a shortcut to the file in the cloud. So when I open it, what happens, Jen?
It has the green.
It's downloading. It's downloading the
yeah,
file.
Yeah, and it syncs to your OneDrive.
Yep. And then if I am if my file is being saved, what icon do I get?
The OneDrive sync icon.
Okay, that's the one with the arrows, right?
Yeah, in a circle.
Yep. And that's all of them that were on that deal, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then there's one other one. You want to go to that one with the file cabinet or the file folder dealie on it. So this one here is like, okay, I've got a copy of it on my computer or a link to it, but OneDrive is not running. And if you see this, you cannot open the file. If it's got that like file folder dealio in it. It's really small too, so it's hard to see. So we've kind of blown it up so that you have the ability to see it.
I've also seen the gray X on them too.
Yeah, gray X, there's a problem. And we're gonna get into that here. Go ahead and share my screen here.
There we go.
So this is a web page that I found that had a pretty good breakdown. Breakwater IT out of the UK. Thank you very much for making this web page for us. And so if you ever wonder what these icons mean, the gray icon, like on a personal OneDrive, means that you're not signed in. And there's usually a slash through it. And for the OneDrive for Business, it'll be blue and it'll have a slash through it. And that means that you're not signed in, or it is in the process of signing in, possibly. You can pause your syncing, like if you're trying to preserve internet bandwidth and there's a lot of files that need to be synced, you can actually pause. And this icon here is like for to show you that it's paused. The blue being the OneDrive for Business, the gray being for the personal. And you can resume syncing. The blue here is what it looks like when there are files syncing in your OneDrive, whether it be business or personal. Again, blue, business, personal is gray. And then the one to the right is I am syncing a file. That will be like in that status column that I was showing earlier. The red circle on either a blue or a gray indicates that you're having a problem. And in a lot of cases, that has to do with permissions of a file. And so let's talk about that one for a second, because that was one that I actually spent 8 hours working on this week, trying to help a client because they were doing something that they shouldn't be doing. One really hot tip for anybody that's using QuickBooks Desktop: never put your file into a OneDrive synced folder, ever. And there's a couple of reasons for it. One is, there's three reasons. One is that your file can get corrupted. Second is performance can really stink. And third is when you open a QuickBooks file, a QuickBooks Desktop file, it makes a temporary file, but it does not make it with the permissions of the person who's using the computer. So if you do not have permissions on a file, on any file, then it is not going to allow you to sync that to your OneDrive. And if you have one or several files that are not syncing correctly, it may stop other files from syncing correctly that do have correct permissions on it. So I had to go in and change permissions on a couple hundred files. It was not fun. I did some of it after hours because it's an accounting client and they have to work during the day. But they have been duly educated not to open files for QuickBooks out of OneDrive. The other thing that can happen is an application can sometimes, like, there was a problem with an application, Adobe, the Adobe printer, like from Adobe Acrobat, wasn't working right, and it wasn't making correct permissions on the files, and so we had to fix a whole bunch of those as well. And that'll happen from time to time. It's not just QuickBooks or Adobe. You know, if you see the red dash or a red X, that's an indication that you got a problem. And if you're stuck and you don't know what to do, you know who to call. Call us. If you're on our service, we take care of it. If not, you know, you have a choice to either work with us or, yeah. And then there's a yellow icon here that might indicate that you have an account problem. So it might be a logging in issue, something to do with that. The red X can be on the system tray icon as well. Now the system tray icon, if you look to the lower right here, right beside the time where I'm pointing here, that's the system tray icon. And again, blue being the business and gray being the personal. If you've got a red X, that means that there is a problem. And you can dig into it, and it'll often tell you where the problem is 9 times out of 10. The 10th time, you really have to dig. And so, yeah, it was pretty stressful because I want my clients to be able to work uninhibited. But we figured it out. We talked about the light blue icon. That means that the file is online only and it does not take space up on your computer. It only shows you the actual link. The green tick icon with the white background, you have open and it's locally available even without internet access. But when you're done with it after a period of time, most people are going to have a setting in there where it'll check that file back in, and it'll go back to this blue cloud icon. It's also kind of nice because if you have a lot of files on your computer and you want to free up space, you can free up space by just checking OneDrive files back into the cloud. Make better use out of smaller hard disks. And then the green check mark is when it's always on your device. So that's kind of an important one. If you have a very large file and you don't want to have to download it every time from the internet, because it just takes a while to open that big file, you're going to want to make sure that you have it saved in such a way that it's always on your computer. So I can show you how to do that. So here's an example. Why don't I just do an example? So here is like the I'm in the cloud status icon. I'm going to go ahead and open this PDF. I think it's just a manual for a scanner, I believe. And you saw that it downloaded it and it opened the file. Oh, it scanned from somewhere else. So now you see that it has that light green check mark. Now, if I want to always keep it on my computer, say it was like a really big file, if this will behave, yep, then I can always keep it on this device. See that downloaded it until I tell it otherwise. And you see, like, it'll show you here down underneath availability status, always available on this device. Or I can right click and I can free up space. See that sync icon there? It synced it back in and it has that cloud outline again. So that's kind of like the 101 on how that goes. Then we have the padlock icon here. And that will prevent it from syncing, period. And this also, there's an icon here with a little person icon. And that just means that that file is shared with another person. So that's really like the long and short of it. I'm going to take this because it looks like there's like a little cheat sheet that you can download for this. And I'll put it in my Teams here, Jennifer, so that we can put it in the description later so people can go back and refer to it in case they forget how that goes. What else have we had this week, Jen? Not a whole lot.
Not too much.
So yeah, it was a busy week though.
Yes.
It was really busy. I had training this week all week. Had what 5 1-hour sessions for some of the new applications that we've added on at no charge to our managed customers to manage their email, as far as making sure that they're not getting like email security stuff mostly and backup. And yeah. Anyways, I think that's really all I got for this week. Jen, do you have anything that you wanted to add?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, I think it's time for us to get out of here.
Just have our cats and dogs.
Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting. So, yeah. Do you want to start with the dog first?
Yeah, we can do
All right.
that. Well, this is one of our family members' dogs, and they're in the hospital right now. So we are watching. This is Luna. She's I don't even think she's 2 years old. German Shepherd.
Full of spunk and vinegar, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
That's all right.
She's a wild one.
Keep you on your toes. Warn you when people are at the door too, I bet.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
It likes to corral the kids.
Oh, that's all right. Oh yeah, because they would be a herding dog, wouldn't
Yep.
they? A German Shepherd. I'm pretty sure they are.
Yep.
Good dog, loyal to a fault. They're kind of like the don't stop petting me dog.
Yeah. Yep.
If you're not touching me, you're not like being a good dog parent.
And she'll let you know.
Yep. Yep. Some dogs are just like that. This
Yep.
is a kind of pretty dog. Yeah. Well, I hope your relative gets out of the hospital soon.
Thinks she might be getting out right now.
Oh, good.
Hopefully.
Good. That'd be wonderful.
Yep.
Then, yeah, we got our kitty cat. This is Qaida. I think we've shown her before. We also call her Al Qaeda sometimes. She's a little terror. But she's a sweet little thing. Yeah, we love her. She's our youngest, and she's very attached to us. And yeah, she's on the throne with her pillow. That's where I left her this morning. She's probably still there now. If I was to go onto my ring, I bet you that's where she is. Still sleeping. Must be nice to be a cat. Sleep 22 out of 24 hours.
That would be nice at times.
Well, sometimes, yeah.
Not all the time.
You'd miss a lot of stuff if you did that. But
Yeah.
all right. Well, I think it's now time for us to hit the road, Jack. Time to get ready for a weekend. Any stuff going on for the weekend, Jen?
Not really.
Me neither. Pretty standard weekend.
Watching the dog.
I think Peggy's gonna do the quilting thing, and I'm gonna do my normal housework stuff, and yeah, just the normal routine, which is okay. A little bit of another break from the holiday. Second week, getting into the routine of things. So thanks for joining us. We hope we didn't bore you too much with all the details on OneDrive, and that you at least got something that might save you some time.